Hey guys, it's Metro, and today we're hiking in the rain. That's right, we are in Pennsylvania, and I am in the rain for the next 13 miles. There's not going to be a lot of views in this particular episode, but what we're going to talk about in today's video is tips and tricks to stay dry on trail, especially when you have miles to go and you're on a backpacking trip that just maybe doesn't quit for days or weeks or whatever it might be. So if you're into that stuff, stay tuned. Let's keep moving. Okay, so we're all packed up, ready to go. As you can see, that's my setup here, everything packed down. That's where I camped last night. This is a wonderful campsite right off the Appalachian Trail. This was not a shelter area, but there was plenty of camping spots, and we had lots of friends actually roll into town. Shout out to Hardcore. He's right here in his tent. We'll probably see him more in the near future. Also, Lucky Charms, if you're watching this, look forward to seeing you more on trail. We got about 12 miles to do today. Again, it doesn't always a beautiful day, but any day on the trail is a good day. So let's keep moving. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see this down here below, but I'm actually wearing an Enlightened Equipment rain wrap along with my rain jacket. I don't wear rain pants because I feel like they get too hot, but this is my kit for staying dry in the rain. Just thought I'd share that with you. The Enlightened Equipment rain wrap. Check it out. Well, guys, since we are talking about hiking in the rain today, maybe I should talk to you about what I do to prepare for hiking in the rain. So prior to this section, I picked up some Nick wax, it's particular for treating your rain gear. So my Enlightened Equipment rain wrap, my rain jacket, even some of my pants, I treated it with this Nick wax material, or the solvent, or whatever you want to call it. I'll put a link down below. But in short, I let it soak in the bathtub for about 15-20 minutes with this particular mixture, and afterwards I let it dry and put it in the dryer on low to kind of cook it in to the material itself. Now, because I did that, you might be able to see how the water is just beating up on my clothing, on my rain jacket, I should say. But also on my rain wrap, since that's still nylon, it needs to be treated, so it's not absorbing the moisture, it's just rolling off. So I don't like wearing rain pants, specifically because I feel like I get too hot, right? And one of the things that could be the worst about hiking the AT, especially when it's raining, is if you overheat. Now, your rain jacket is not going to keep you completely dry, but it will insulate you and keep a lot of that water off. And the purpose of the rain jacket is really to help you stay warm and insulate you so you don't get hypothermia. Now, of course, if the temperatures are dropping into lower temperatures, you're going to need to layer up with even more stuff. But again, I treat my gear with Nick wax, and then I obviously have the right layering system underneath that's appropriate for the weather. Now, another thing that I like to use in the rain, especially every single day, is I wear Injinji merino wool socks. So even if my feet get wet, which they will, I've got a layer of material in between my toes, which is super important because if your feet get wet, they start to kind of get like that soggy feeling to them, you know? They kind of look like little raisins and stuff after a while. But the material, i.e. the merino wool, is moisture wicking, but also keeps some material in between so your toes don't rub and you don't get blisters. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to get any blisters by using these socks, but they are extremely helpful. I've been wearing the Injinji socks, the merino wool Injinji socks, for the past 1,000 miles, and I have limited blisters, if any, that pop up. Of course, if I'm pushing bigger miles, 20 plus, stuff's going to happen. You know, your body can only handle so much. But in the rain, I found that these are super helpful to not only A, keep my feet warm, but also to prevent getting blisters. So Nick wax and Injinji socks, I definitely believe in both of those products. You should check them out. Now that I'm also looking at my buddy Alpha Gal in front of me, here's two other things to consider. Not everybody likes getting dumped on. in terms of the rain. So some people carry an umbrella. Now, if you look at his umbrella, that is a solar umbrella. So it's not only helping keeping him dry, but when he's in these exposed areas with the sun, it also helps to keep the sun off of him. But what he does is he attaches the umbrella to one of his straps on his backpack, and that helps keep the water off of him, because it can be kind of detrimental to your hike in some situations, especially if it's coming down. Just getting pounded with rain, you may not like that. So he carries a solar umbrella. This one is actually made by 6 Moons Designs. There's a number of different umbrellas out there that are lightweight that you can pick up that look like that. But also he's got a pack cover. Now, in some situations, if your pack is not completely waterproof or water resistant, you can put a pack cover on it like you see here to give you that extra layer of protection. And the Nick Wax that I was talking about can also do that for you to help give that beaded up effect to keep the water from penetrating the steel nylon. So in my pack, I am actually carrying the Hyperlite Unbound 40. It is a Dyneema backpack, which is extremely water resistant, and it's been seam sealed, right? So it's gonna keep the majority of the water out of your pack from seeping in to your backpack. Some people use a pack liner, but I use the Hyperlite Mountain Gear pods. I use a roll top pod to put my quilt in. So I have a down quilt. If it gets wet, it's useless in terms of trying to keep you warm. It takes forever to dry out. So what I do is I keep that inside of a roll top pod by Hyperlite Mountain Gear inside of my Dyneema pack. So I don't really have to worry about water getting on that. Also, I keep a dry set of clothing inside of a zipper pod by Hyperlite Mountain Gear as well. So I've got this layering system of pods inside of my pack. So even if the rain is coming down, it's not getting all my gear wet, right? Because when you get to camp, especially if after you've been hiking miles, like today we're doing about 13 miles in the rain, the last thing you want to have happen is to have all of your gear be wet. Now, my tent, it's wet already from this morning waking up in the rain, but I carry these Swedish dishcloths, right? You can find them on Amazon. They come in packs of 10, but they are super absorbent dishcloths that will just soak up the water. So again, once I get to camp, I've got all my dry clothes inside the pods, but then I also have this dishcloth that I can actually help absorb any of the additional water inside of my tent. And again, my tent is the Hyperlite Unbound 2 person tent, and I can easily dry out the tent using those dishcloths. So I'll have a dry system to get in, pull out my quilts, pull out my dry clothes, and so forth. So these are all tips and tricks that I use on trail every single day to keep myself going on trail. I thought I'd share that with you guys. So if you're interested in any of those links, interested in those products, I should say, there's some links down below. If you would go ahead and click those links, it would definitely help out the channel. Swatara State Park. Heading in here, do a little road crossing. Again, singing in the rain, guys. It's a nice, beautiful day. It's not coming down too hard. It's just spitting on you. About to cross this bridge. Oh man, look at this. This is cool. Wow, look at this. Whoa. Incredible bridge, guys. Oh my gosh. Love it. Well, guys, not much of a view. Zooming in. Kind of see in the distance. Just hanging out here on top of this ridge line. Only a few miles to go today, but not much to see in terms of views. But it's hotel day. All right. Watch your step, guys. Oh my gosh. Rocks for days, man. Rocks for days. Well, guys, I think we have a slight view here at this lookout. Look out! At Little Mountain Overlook. I think it's worth checking out. Man, I almost ate it back there. Oh my gosh. That was tough. And watch out for snakes. Just the other day we saw a couple rattlesnakes hanging out on these cliffs, so they're not the only ones that like overlooks. We like overlooks too, so keep an eye out. Almost there, guys. William Penn Shelter. All right, guys, we just had a snack here at the William Penn Shelter. As you can see, it's still raining. It's about 50 degrees outside. And man, I am cold. My hands are just freezing right now. I've been wearing the Black Diamond Deploy gloves, and I've been loving them so far, but I have also destroyed another pair. I mean, it's not my fault, really. I think it's a stitching issue. But the stitching has come out, and now I've got a hole in my brand new gloves. So got to reach out to Black Diamond, see if they are going to help me out with this. Hopefully, if they're watching this video, they will do so. Either way, back on the Appalachian Trail, only 4 more miles to go before our takeout point for the day. It's time to warm up and get out of the rain. What a view, guys. Check that out. Oh, I can see it's a shame, but check it out, guys. Nice view, right? What a way to end the day. Almost done. Short day. Around 13 miles or so. It's our Nero. It's town day, guys. So we're gonna go in, dry out, get some town food. All right. All right, guys, so that's that. We have made it to our destination in the rain, ready to dry out. So if you found any value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and send me your comments as I do respond. As always, thanks for watching. But until next time, let's keep moving.